Main Street in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm standing right outside of Whiskey Street. This is the area where last night that 3-alarm fire, that massive blaze happened and burned several businesses. I believe the total is 5 businesses at this point have suffered damage. Now, I spoke with the owner of Whiskey Street and Whitehorse here, both of which suffered damage. He mentioned how Whiskey Street is definitely a total loss. You can see in there right now some of that damage. You see, if I can zoom in on this, if it'll focus on it, but you can see some of those beams that have come down. The roof has collapsed in. If I come over here, you can take a look at what Whitehorse looks like now. You can see in there that the roof is just completely caved in on there. The owner says that between these two properties, this is millions of dollars of damage. He thinks probably around $6 million worth of damage. And he has 150 employees today that are out of work. Now let me see if I can flip this. Hey everyone. So I'm here with Brian Will, also with KUTV. Brian was here yesterday. So Brian, I'm gonna hand you this. What was it like here yesterday?
So yesterday, this was kind of the front of that blaze, and they believe it started over here at London Bell. Now, I was on the back side of this. Our David Ochoa was in front here, kind of covering this part of it, and this whole entire area was shut down. But you can just see the destruction from this fire that happened yesterday. This whole area was smoke-filled. As we were driving in from, we were outside, we were closer to West Jordan. As we were driving in, you could see the smoke billowing all the way through the valley of this, from this fire. It was a 3-alarm fire, and it just completely devastated these businesses, and the whole downtown, this whole area was shut down last night.
And Brian, you mentioned it started as a 2-alarm fire, right? What was the response like?
Yeah, so initially we had a tower cam that was kind of looking at it, and initially you could see the flames out of it, but the response was 2 alarms, so that means a couple trucks here and there, and they just kept coming. Really, when we learned it was a 3, they went around and attacked it, and they said defensively. So sometimes they go in and actually can get at the fire, but this one they had to stay outside of it to stay safe, so they were attacking it defensively.
Did you get any sense of how it started, or what do we know about where it all came from?
Well, and we know it started, the London Bell is kind of what fire officials were saying, but we don't know a cause at this point, if it was in the kitchen or cooking or anything like that, but you can definitely tell the damage of just how quick it went through and how quick those flames went up.
Right, and one thing, I was talking with the owner, like I mentioned, of Whiskey Street and Whitehorse, and he said he got a call from one of his managers where they saw smoke coming into their restaurant, and then within probably an hour, everyone was evacuated, and that's when the flames really took hold. So it just goes to show how quickly this thing spread. I mean, it was massive.
Yeah, our David Ochoa talked to someone who was actually in the restaurant and tried to put it out with like a towel or something. It was just trying to help like put the flames down a little bit. And the smoke was so thick downtown that it actually set off the fire alarms inside our building, which is the big Wells Fargo building that is just not even a half a block away. So when we got in the building around midnight, our alarms were going off there too.
And I will say, I'm gonna take this and walk you guys down here a little bit, just if you're just joining us to take a look and see what this looks like. Hopefully you can see through the fencing here, but this is Whiskey Street, where the roof has completely caved in and collapsed, and it's a similar story here over at Whitehorse. One thing that the owner mentioned is that his number one priority is those 150 employees that he has at just these 2 businesses that are waking up today and don't have a job, don't have an income stream to come back to while they sort this out. And he thinks it's going to be about 6 months to a year, Brian, before they can actually reopen. They might have to demolish Whiskey Street, and a whole host of issues with that.
That is really sad, especially a lot of memories here. We know a lot of people have had date nights, family nights. I remember sitting over there with my sister about 6 months ago inside Whitehorse here. So just a lot of memories. And you can even tell past the fence line here, just even the damage and stuff down here that people are walking through, the glass.
Here, let's give them a shot of what's on the ground here.
Even wooden nails in it, just so much damage that this fire caused, and really it happened all so quickly. That fire started around 9 o'clock. Calls were coming in about it, and I got down here probably about 10:30. Our David Ochoa was right here pretty much right away, and it was just massive. Right,
and for folks that haven't been downtown today, haven't seen it, this extends from Cheers, actually, down the block, Eva, Los Tapatillos. We've got London Bell, Whiskey Street, White Horse. Luckily, there's that bookstore, if you're familiar. It's the Utah Book and Magazine used books. That building was spared. Miraculously, all of those books are okay. And actually, the business owner that I spoke with here today said it's a miracle that the whole block didn't go up. The firefighters were able to get it out.
And Cheers is looking to open tonight, is what I've heard as well, and so is this bookstore.
Perfect. I hadn't heard that, but that's good to know that at least, some can have some people come out and experience.
It's just the main entertainment district and part of downtown. Such a focal point of downtown when you're here on Main Street, and just devastating to see, and so many jobs too.
And it's interesting you mentioned that. I spoke with the Downtown Alliance executive director. That's a nonprofit, and they it's in a group, an organization of all the business owners, entertainment down here. And he mentioned that this is really ground zero for the entertainment district in Salt Lake. And so to see it just all go up like that has been so devastating here. But he did also mention, I want to say, sorry about that, folks. If you're still with us, our iPhone overheated because it's really hot out here. We were right in the sun. But if you're just joining us, we are on Main Street looking at some of the devastation that happened here last night with that 3-alarm fire. I was here with Brian Will, who was talking about what it was like yesterday. But as you can see, right now it is still blocked off. And this is about the extent of it.